Today we're looking at M1LFLEON, a Silver 4 Ana/Mercy, although they do briefly play Kiriko at the beginning. They made a request directly on my Google form. Their notes were, I feel pretty hopeless as I've spent a lot of time looking up tips, guides, VODs, but I still see no improvement. I would mainly like some advice on my Ana gameplay, though general advice would be nice too, especially towards the end because I feel like the game just fell apart. I am pretty new to playing Ana, and her positioning confuses me a lot. I feel like a lot of the game I'm overthinking where I should be to get the maximum value, and so I end up just meandering around purposelessly instead of contributing meaningfully. Aside from that, Nade usage and balancing healing damage would be really nice too. I would also like to add that I am new to PC, not Overwatch, I used to play console, so if you see me do anything weird or funny, it's because I don't have the muscle memory down yet. Okay, I'm sure everything you mentioned will come up in the VOD. As far as switching from console to PC, I did the same thing. It was quite an adjustment for me. What really helped me get my mechanical skill down was working in Aim Lab. You can download that for free on Steam. There's a bunch of tasks on there and some playlists specific to Overwatch. Like to this day, I still use an Ana training playlist. I'll actually link it in the video description if you want to check it out yourself. But those things are really helpful for mechanics, especially starting out. We'll get into the VOD and we'll talk about your decision making and such. So first thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Orisa, Sim Soldier, Kiriko, Iari. You're going to switch to Ana in a second, I believe. So I would really pay attention to what your Iari's doing. I feel like, just with her close range healing and the pylon, she'd be better working with like the core of your team, like behind Orisa with Sim. So if she's doing that, I'd really like to see you working with Soldier. Just because, he might be controlling high ground or off angles. I feel like bunnying up with him and just focusing the same targets as him could be really good. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, you don't want to get into the hog's face. Be careful. Yeah, it's very risky pushing into everyone like that, and you get punished for it. So I would just be really careful about, like, for one, it's once you see the hog here, it's very dangerous to push in and engage because he can hook you. It's harder for Hog to one-shot you now, but it's not impossible for him to pull off a combo, and even so, if he hooks you into his team, they can finish you off. Plus here, it's just, even when you keep pushing up and you see all these guys here, it's just also very risky. Because, like, even if you two-tap a squishy, if everybody turns and focuses you, you could get burst down regardless. So, you can maybe, like, poke out, go for some damage. I would just try to stay out of the Hog's hook range. Even if, like, you find yourself pushing up too much, the thing with Kiriko is you can swift step to one of your teammates to get away quickly. But you just want to recognize dangerous situations like that. So we're on Ana now. You can think about going up the stairs to high ground over there, but this is fine. Nice shots. That's okay, you got her to back away. Yep, you're looking for the Junkrat. This is a little risky. So I get, like, your Sims playing down there, and you want to try to support. But this is a very risky playing on point as Ana, because, like, if people push in, you could find yourself very vulnerable. I like to play over here, like where you were before. But the thing is, if they're running dive, I would just be careful about doing this. Fortunately, they're not now. They mostly got, like, a poke comp, I would say. But yeah, if you're over here and they're running, like, say, a Winston, something like that, it could be very easy for them to isolate and kill you. So that's just a general thing you should be careful about. One thing you could do is you see your Soldier playing over here. It's like I said before, you see him controlling these angles. Like, buddying up with him over here could just be really good as far as, like, if somebody pushes into him, you can sleep them, keep him healed up, the two of you can focus the targets together. You can rotate back here to the health pack and then back to where you were before. So I would really just think about controlling, like, this area right here and just, playing behind your Soldier, supporting him. Yeah, your sim made kind of a weird rotation. I think she should have stayed on point. But nice nade. Yeah, be careful about getting in the hog's hook range. Yeah, this is fine. Rotate back here. Yeah, I like this. You could think about, you know, as you see people push up this lane here, you could think about throwing a nade on them. And, you know, maybe like Soldier could follow up with a Helix rocket or something. Just things you could think about. Or at the very least, you know, you could make them very hesitant to keep pushing up.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can get some damage on the hog. I try to go after squishies once you see them, though. Beautiful nade. I love that. Hold on, I want to watch that again. So we're shooting the hog. We see the Junkrat push in. Like, it's very dumb that the Mercy followed him, but still, just beautifully timed nade. As soon as, you know, they engage on your team, you throw the nade to just make the kill very easy for your team. You know, shut off the Mercy's healing. Beautiful job.
You just needed to push.
You think about throwing your nade right in that doorway. Right idea. Just one thing. I talked about this in the last Anabot I did too, is just to get the nade a little bit deeper, sometimes you have to lift up your crosshair. That's just the way the arc works. To get yourself familiar with the nade arc, I'll actually put a workshop code in the video description. Just so you can, you know, it'll show you where the nade's going to land, and you can just, you know, figure out how to aim it accordingly using that. But one thing I would think about, like, I get you're on point now. It's a little risky, but, like, once they, you know, once they start to push up into point, I would just think about, like, rotating back, like, where your soldier is. You also want to be careful about the Ashe up there because, you know, if she's not being kept in check, she could be looking for you as you push here. But you could also do, like, some, you know, some crouch strafing to avoid, but nonetheless, just be careful of that as you rotate. You could even be putting pressure on her right now. Like, good healing shot. Go back to damage now. Yeah, same thing. If you had lifted up the your crosshair a little bit, you could have got that nade deep enough. Right idea, though. Nice. Yeah, your team's kind of rolling in general, so not much to say, but besides these little micro things. Go for some damage. So I get the Junkrat pushed into your Orisa, but you know, him going in all there all by himself and doing basically a suicide mission is, you know, your team's not at huge risk. I would just wait until, like, more of the enemy team pushed in here, you know, and, like, people were, like, actively engaging and pressuring your Orisa more. That could have been a better nano. Because, you know, maybe if she took some damage, the nano would have healed her up and kind of turned the tide of the fight around. But yeah, I would just think about just holding on to, instead of, like, using nano really early in a fight like that when you're defending, I would think about just waiting until the enemy team comes in to put pressure and then using it in the mid-fight. You know, like, if on an attack, like, if, say, you guys were trying to capture this point, if you need to be aggressive and make a play, it could be good to early nano, but when you're defending, let the enemy team come to you and just focus on responding. Good nade, good sleep. Beautiful. You saw the Mercy was low. You prioritized killing her. Yeah, nice job. Not really much to say besides those little micro things, like I said before, but let's see how this attack phase goes. The second round.
5, 4.
I don't know why I said attack phase. I'm really tired. Okay, so they got a Pharmercy, and your sim has already died. So just looking at our team comp here, you know, Orisa's not going to be able to consistently attack the Pharah. Just, you know, she has kind of a high spread. Iari's damage is projectile. You know, Sim's not really going to do much unless she's crazy with the right clicks. So what this means is it's pretty much up to you and Soldier to keep this Pharmercy in check. So, you know, this Pharah has a Mercy attached to her hip. You could think about just, you know, paying attention to what your Soldier's doing, you know, focusing like the Mercy or the Pharah as he focuses them, keeping him up, and, you know, just kind of pocketing him the same way that that Pharah's getting pocketed. Yeah, I like how you're looking for the damage on them. I would just, you know, you want to keep Soldier in your sights. I would think about, you know, playing these pillars, just staying nice and tight, just so you can use that cover, you know, in case like Ferret rockets you, you know, Orisa throws a javelin, something like that. You can use this cover to quickly duck behind. And just, once again, keep Soldier in your sights, because it's the two of you's job to deal with the Pharmercy. If he dies, it could be very tough for you to deal with that on your own. So yeah, it seems like we're kind of a little bit lost, unsure of what to do. You know, like I said, think about just playing like with your Soldier. Yeah, I need to get the nade a little bit deeper, but we talked about that already. Yeah, so as soon as you see like the Orisa, like the Kiriko push up here, you want to think about just rotating around, you know, playing some sort of cover. It can be very dangerous to just be playing like out in the open here, you know. Maybe Orisa does a little bit of damage, then Pharah could like just finish you off with a rocket. You know, always think in general for Ana positioning, it's usually better if you can just hug a wall, hug a pillar, hug something that, you know, you can just duck and LOS people as they push into you. Let's try with the nade. Yeah, Sim needed our healing, but it's fine. I see you were trying to go for it. Yeah, think about rotating like behind cover. Like when, you know, Orisa was up here, you could have thought about like rotating in this doorway. It can be a little tough just because, you know, your sights and where you can move is a little restrictive. So, but yeah, if you're backing up here, once again, I'd think about just playing like tight to a wall, tight to something where you can keep yourself safe, because you're low HP right now. It's very, very risky. One Pharah rocket and you're dead right there. Yeah, one thing, I mean, I like the idea with the nade, just you want to be really careful about pushing in front of your tank to land it. Because like Hanzo has the ability to one-shot you. Thankfully, it's Silver 4 and his aim doesn't seem to be the best, but it's just as you climb up in rank, you will get punished for that more consistently. You don't need to push up to land your abilities. You can try to, like, you know, like I said, you lift up if you need to get the nade deep, but try to land it from like the safety of behind your tank where you were. You guys got a cap. Okay. Your vision is a little bit restrictive here. You are staying safe, but a little bit too safe. I just think in general, Ana plays a lot better on this side, you know, where you can get nice, deep vision of like where the enemy team's going to come from. You know, you could get clear vision of where the Pharah is playing up there. And as I said originally, you can just play around these pillars, you know, backing up as the team moves forward. You know, as they're backed up in this early phase, you can move up here. But yeah, just hugging these pillars on this side, less restrictive vision, more opportunities, and yeah, you can still keep yourself safe. Especially if you see your soldier playing over there. It's like what I said before, like, we gotta buddy up with him, make sure he stays alive, and help him kill the Pharmercy. So, like, you have Nano, soldiers close to Visor. When the Pharmercy hard commits on you guys, you could think about just nanoing him to just burst them out of the air fast. But you also want to position yourself in a place where you can easily do that. Good shots, though. I like how you're going for damage on this Pharmercy. So, we weren't paying attention to Soldier, and he died. You know, you nanoed Orisa, which... I mean, I get it. The enemy Orisa's pushing into her, but... For one, I still think, like, if we were going to nano the tank, we could have waited until, you know, more people pushed into her, as she's taking a little bit more pressure. But I definitely think the play there was playing with your soldier so you can help him deal with that Pharmercy. You know, even if he took, like, one rocket, he was low HP, we could have just nanoed him to bring him back to full, and we could see he's 99 to Visor, so he probably would have just got it quick, and then he would have been able to use it in, you know, in response to the Pharah pressuring him. So now we kind of lost the fight. Looks like you're gonna die. Yeah, so because Soldier died there, Pharah was kind of, you know, wasn't really being kept in check because you were also busy, like, helping Orisa on the on point. And once again, I think we nanoed a little bit too early. So just a couple things that really hurt us and ultimately contributed to us losing the point. Little early on the sim wall, but we can't control what our team does. Be careful about being exposed to the Pharah. Once again, you can hug a wall. Nice nade, though. I like that. Think about where your soldier is. Even though you can't nano him, you just want to make sure, like, you know, Pharah or somebody doesn't turn to focus him as he's ulting. Good job nonetheless, though. You guys cleaned up nicely here.
Hello. Killing pylon out. Changing my pylon's location. I see you.
So same thing. See how it's just very restrictive positioning? You can't really see the enemy team as they're coming through. Always try to get good vision of, like, behind your team, where you can see, like, deep vision of where the enemy team's coming from, and where you can have cover you can quickly duck behind if necessary. 3 things I say in almost every VOD when it comes to support positioning. And plus 2, you know, our soldier's taking a lot of pressure here. We could be, you know, thinking about helping him. Granted, they're not on Pharah anymore, but even so, just still buddying up with him and playing the off angles could be helpful. Little early with the sleep. You want to try to, you know, you can try to wait until Reaper Wraiths, then you can go for the sleep. Yeah, I mean, right idea. I just feel like you were a little overeager with the abilities. Just try to, you know, you could just shoot him to start, and then maybe, you know, force out his cooldowns, then go for, like, a sleep and or a nade. Yeah, I would have tried to get the nade earlier there on the squishies, but that's fine. Very good. See how, like, it was the mid-fight, people were, like, you know, everybody's, like, all on here actively contesting, like, Orisa, and then you nano her. That was a lot better. You could think about, you know, you see Reaper playing this area, you gotta, I don't know if you could see, you probably heard Iari too. You could think about just throwing a nade right in here to just to suppress them. Kill the pylon. Also be careful, see how exposed you are? Once again, think about playing like tight to pillars. Nice shots though. Yeah, so it's just a, like I said, you want to play close to pillars just so you can quickly avoid damage or ults like that. Because it's just a tiny little difference in positioning, like here where you were compared to right here. But like you hear that Iari audio and you see her coming down to get after you. You know, you just dance around this pillar to avoid her. And then she either has to, you know, waste a bunch of time trying to chase you, or she just gives up and, you know, maybe tries to captive stun your Orisa or something, and you just proceed to heal Orisa in response to that. But anyway, just playing, my point is just playing those, playing around cover, hugging pillars, hugging walls, will just really keep you safe from damage and ults like that.
I'm not finished.
I have reached the objective. Come aid me.
Coming in.
You get the pylon early. It's a little risky. Oh, we do not want to drop on point here. Oh no. Yeah, you're very, you know, it's just incredibly risky to drop on point like that, where, you know, everybody can just turn around, you know, focus you down. You're a little old lady. It's very tough for you to escape. And like, even if like you sleep one person, you know, other people like the Iari, Mercy might even pull out her pistol or something. They could all still kill you. So I'm not a huge fan of like taking this little flank. In general, it might have been better to like push behind your Orisa. But, you know, if you're going to do this, for one, I would stay on this high ground. And two, it's imperative that you kill something. Because, you know, you're leaving your team at a disadvantage if you abandon them and you don't frag here. Definitely, if you're going to, don't drop down like that. But I do like how you were kind of following your soldier. It's just, I think you both kind of misplayed there.
Helden sterben nicht.
Score.
That's the round. I do think that kind of hurt us there. But it's okay.
I see.
Same thing, you gotta lift up to get the nade deep. Fortunate timing with the reload. Were you out of bullets there? I just want to see that. Okay, you were. That's a little tough.
Be eradicated.
Yeah, back out of here. Wait for your tank. You know, you can play tight to a wall just so you're not exposed down this lane. It looks like you are going to switch. Okay, yeah, you do go Mercy.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
With each failure comes new perspective.
Enhancing your strength.
So this is tough. You don't have Bastion with you. Where's your sim right now? Is she coming back too? Where is your sim? Okay, she's playing off on her own there. It's tough for you to really follow her. But yeah, I would think about, you know, you could damage boost Orisa to start. And then, you know, as your Bastion comes back, as your sim gets in range, I would think about, you know, boosting and helping them instead. Because BAP can take care of Orisa. Ooh, this is really risky. You don't want to be over here. You can get burst down. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you saw what happened. Let's actually back it up a little bit. So we're over here. I don't think this is bad, but you see Orisa push up there.
Taking the pawn.
For one, see, she's basically full HP, so it's not like she's in urgent need of healing. And even then, Bap can just aim his projectiles down in this area to keep her up. Just exposing yourself here as Mercy is really, really dangerous. You want to recognize, like, you see the Orisas here, the Yari's over here. It's just, you do not want to put yourself in the middle of everybody like that, especially as Mercy. You want to try to just hide behind walls at all times, just have just enough vision of your team to beam them. And yeah, you just want to keep yourself safe and, you know, avoid the enemy team at all costs. Because what happens here is you're incredibly exposed. You put yourself in the middle of, like, Yari's focusing you down. Bap recognizes that you're in a dangerous position, and he throws lamp for you. That's a bro right there. And unfortunately, you fly out of the lamp and you die anyway.
My skills are still
How about
needed.
meeting me at the objective?
Feel stronger?
Fortunately, your team still pops off. Ooh, really risky. Nice. I was worried for you for a second there. But I would think about... Yeah, you can damage boost Sim as she right-clicks. You can also... when Bastion pops his shift, I would definitely think about... Yeah, like right now, you should be damage boosting Bastion. Yeah, so when you got a Bastion on your team as Mercy, and he pops that shift, that tank form, he does a ton of damage, so you absolutely, your top priority should be damage boosting him unless one of your other teammates is in danger of dying. There we go. As people are poking and doing damage, you can think about just putting your beam on them. You also want to be a little bit careful about being exposed to the soldier. Okay, I think that was a good valve. Yeah, that's unfortunate, though. They come in with a bunch of ults, so... What was that? That was... Yeah, that was 4 ults, so... Kind of a misplay by them. I feel like they probably should have... They probably shouldn't have used all 4 of those, but even so. Yeah, we're a little lost here. Yeah, I think you were worried about, you know, following a Bastion with the soldier there. Yeah, it was kind of smart, but now you're kind of, like, lost and, yeah. You're kind of not sure what to do, it looks like. You're thinking maybe you should go help Orisa, but that could be really dangerous, you know, exposing yourself to this area. You know, if you're in voice, you could think about, like, telling Orisa to back up. She needs to recognize she's by herself anyway. Or I think the play would be, just your safest bet is to just rotate back this way, you know, to join Bap and Bastion.
Come here for healing.
Yeah, you recognize this is dangerous. I would back out here. You don't want Yari to look at you. Like, this is incredibly dangerous. See how people... Yeah, people focused you down. Like, for one, Orisa's death, 100% her fault. I don't blame you at all for not following her. But yeah, you don't want to... you don't want to expose yourself on point like that. You want to think about a way you can safely rotate 2 teammates. Like, that rotation back here is what I would have done. Looks like Bap joined you now. Now Bastion needs to realize he's alone. Yeah, you're desperately trying to touch right now. That's so unfortunate. And that's the game. So I don't have much to say about your Mercy gameplay, just because I feel like that round was very rough. Your teammates were staggering, making a bunch of mistakes. But one thing that stood out to me is you don't want to be flying in the middle of enemies like that. You want to basically be behind cover and out of LOS of the enemy team whenever possible. Mercy is different from the other supports in the sense that, like, you ideally in a perfect world, you would have like just enough vision to see your teammates and just be completely out of LOS of the enemy team. As for your Ana, I think, you showed some good stuff, especially in the first round. I think the big things are like with the Nade arc, I'd really like to see you lift up your crosshair to get the Nade a little bit deeper. I feel like there were a few moments, a few nades there where, you just try to aim it straight and it fell a little bit short. So think about doing that. And just the other thing too is, recognizing like where your teammates are playing. You can try to play in relation to them. I think like if you have hit scans, controlling high ground, controlling an off angle, especially if you have another quote unquote main healer like Moira, ERE, BAP on your team, you can think about like off angling with the DPS, buddying up with them, helping them with what they do. Especially like in that situation in the second round where they had a Pharmercy and it was pretty much just you and Soldier were the only hit scans equipped to deal with them. Soldier should have been your number one priority just to support and play with. But that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.